Kabul, Afghanistan, there is a small overpass, called Friendship Bridge, that transfers passengers across the river Amu Darya, that divides Uzbekistan from Afghanistan. It takes a few minutes on a small Uzbek military bus, and around 15 minutes on foot, but it is an expedition into a different time and place. On the Afghan side is a border town called Heraitan, and a few sleepy Taliban sit with guns around a rundown hut beside a faded welcome to Afghanistan side. I cannot help but notice different signs and stickers promoting Balkh Province literacy and various educational initiatives for girls and wonder how long they will last. Passport control is a paltry building manned by a lone Taliban fighter sitting in a cramped office overflowing with files. He says nothing as he skims our passports and checks our valid media visas issued by the former Afghanistan government, handwriting details into a notebook before stamping my photographer and me in with a fresh Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan imprint. And then the long and snaking journey through the new, or old, Afghanistan begins from the northern border to the capital Kabul. It is about 280 miles, and Google Maps predicts it should take around 7 hours. However, any local knows it takes almost double that given the state of the roads and evidence of corrupt construction deals of the past, which involved cheap materials decimated by winter erosion, and were never completed. There are an estimated 16 checkpoints in total, and although most wave you through, the presence of a woman in the car typically prompts the Taliban to ask a few questions. Nobody makes eye contact with me, and if they accidentally do, they are quick to avert their gaze. Some Taliban are especially welcoming at the sight of foreigners, wishing guests in their country a safe journey. With guilt, I can't help but acknowledge that none of my Afghan friends and colleagues will be treated in such a cordial manner. The main thing anyone wants to know is where you have come from and where you are going. One moment, my view from the window brims with mounds of earth dried to dust and small girls wrapped in colored hijabs with their backs bent over in the scorching heat carrying heavy bundles on their heads. Burqa-clad beggars sit with their young beside bombed out roads, waiting for those passing by to throw a coin or a bottle of water their way. Evidence of heavy fighting is everywhere. Decimated homes with their masticated contents rotting under the daylight. Broken and barren villages turned grey by relentless aerial bombing. And even mosques burned and razed almost to oblivion. The Taliban flags fly high into the clear-skied ruined outposts that belonged to the US-backed Afghan forces just weeks ago. Dozens of wrecked armored personnel carriers, once the staple of the defunct Afghan military, dot the roadsides, their flat end tires sinking into the ground as painfully thin stray dogs seek shelter beside them.